Hello, everybody. It's me, Ghost. And now it's time to watch one of the marathon favorite classics, which is Pepsiman. And this is gonna be the first time ever I'm gonna run this game in a marathon, just as any person run. So this is gonna be a kind of new experience for me. I haven't run this game like that before, but anyways. So the time is gonna start once I press the circle button at game start, because this is a Japanese only game, and on PlayStation 1 game, in PlayStation games usually in Japanese releases the cross button works as the circle button and the single button works as cross. So I'm gonna make the countdown from 3, so hoping that now the timer and everything is ready to start. So I'm gonna make the countdown from 3, so 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so basically this is a game that was released in 1999 as a Japanese exclusive title for the PlayStation 1. There were plans to release this game outside of Japan, but that never was a thing. We know that usually Japanese people likes to have some kind of mascots for their brand, and this was a case with Pepsi. They got Pepsiman, and at the late 90s and beginning of the 2000s, they changed their logo, the way that the people can view them, because now Pepsiman is blue and the classic color was a kind of red with gray, if I remember correctly, or something like that. But well, in some way this game was made to promote the new design of Pepsiman, and it's a kind of platforming slash semi-auto-scroller game. Almost an auto-scroller, I should say. And it hasn't sold very well in Japan. It wasn't a very popular game. Many people consider it as a bad game, but thanks to stuff like we are gonna consider this as the non-legal ways to get games. This game landed in Latin America in the early 2000s, and ironically enough, this game was so popular over here. And thanks to the internet, many people know the existence about this game and start to get turn into a kind of big meme or slash favorite game for many people. And basically, what does any percent root? What does any percent category is? It means that I just need to beat the game as fast as possible. There are a total of 4 stages. Each stage has 1 sen, or if we want to translate that into something that we can understand on a better way, there are like 4 worlds in each world has oh damn, each world has 3 stages. Two of the stages are gonna be regular ones, and just for sameness are okay. Never mind. I have died after I hit the checkpoint, so it's fine. So I was gonna try to catch some Pepsicans here to refill my health, but human mistakes, you know, it's fine. And during all the game, we're gonna have some kind of weird ways to play the game. For example, in the previous stage, well, in the previous scene, we saw Pepsiman inside of a trash can. And for some reason, the controls are inverted. If you press left, you move to the right. If you press right, you move to the left. You know, we are in this kind of Pepsiman Pro Skater or something, Tony Hawk. And for some reason, he can jump so high when he's on the skateboard. And now we just need to avoid this trap with this furniture that is dropping all around. Just imagine that you contract a company to move all your furniture from a house to another one, and in the road they will throw in your furniture, and when they arrive to your home, you just see simply that your furniture is not anymore there. Then it was dropped in the street for some reason. Anyways, they need to make a way to design these stages and what kind of thing and what kind of obstacles. I say that this is a kind of auto-scroller because technically I'm not pressing any button to make the Pepsiman runs, so he's gonna be running automatically. What I can do is to use the dash option, which is gonna make that I can run faster just pressing the up button and pressing the square button by the default combination of buttons. And this can be considered as the first boss level. first boss fight. We just need to avoid this big Pepsi can that it's chasing us. And sorry if I get confused with the word sometimes. I don't know why, but recently I have been getting some troubles trying to speak English. Maybe because I haven't practiced the language recently, but I'm gonna promise that I'm gonna do English streams soon again. So this was the first stage of the game, and this is the same formula for the rest of the stages. We're just gonna have 2 regular ascents and then the boss ascent or something like that. And also each stage has its own topic, its own theme. On the first stage, the only Pepsi vehicle in all the city got a flat tire, and the driver doesn't know how many times it's gonna take to him to repair or change that tire. So we need to refill the only Pepsi machine during all the city. And now in this second stage, there's an building caught on fire, but fortunately the fire is under control. But it's gonna take some time to the firefighters to rescue that people in that building that was caught on fire. So Pepsiman needs something, and what's better to do that? Well, something better to do is just to give to the people some Pepsi to get refreshed. And the game for some reason dropped my dashing inputs. So the only way that you can go faster in this game is dashing and avoiding as much Pepsi cans as you can. But I'm gonna be taking some of them for safeness. And the reason of that, okay, I'm gonna take some Pepsi cans because when you catch 20 Pepsi cans, your health gets refilled. And as we have seen on the second ascent of the first stage, if you run out of health, obviously you die. You can be hit up to 3 times, but if you receive a hit and you get 10 cans, your health gets refilled. It's a weird way this, because for example, if I have 9 cans and I receive damage and then I just catch another one, I'm gonna have 10 cans and my health is gonna be refilled. Also, the reason why I would like to avoid the Pepsi cans, it's thanks to this last section with the points, because the game is gonna count how many Pepsi cans did I have catched, and the most Pepsi cans I have, the most lowest I'm gonna be moving to the next stage. There's another category called 100%, which is technically to catch all the Pepsi cans. There are a total of 100 Pepsi cans during each stage. Well, during each regular descent. Dude, the game is dropping my inputs for some reason. A couple of days ago, when I was practicing this game, I was having a very good pace until this stage. Even I have gold at the last ascent. And then the game dropped my input at the last section of this stage. So after falling onto the floor and now we're getting out of here, we're gonna go directly to a train station where we need to reach the people who is on the building. Also, something interesting is that if you don't dash on this section, that train is gonna catch you and that train is an insta-kill. Even when you can receive damage and you just need to refill your health to keep safe, there are some stuff that are gonna give to you some insta-kills. And this is, on this stage is it's just a train. As far as I remember, because it has been a long time since I have died since I have been an insta-kill on this stage. So on this section, you will like to get to do a dash, because sometimes if you don't do it, the game is not gonna recognize that you're close to the building and it's gonna detect like if you have died or something like that. So now it's time to go against the next boss, which it doesn't have any kind of sense of me. It's a red pizza truck that, well, if we think about this, probably we're gonna understand the reference or at least the parody of this thing. So this is gonna be a big truck that, like in the previous stage, is gonna be moving around this street where, well, somebody or some people decide to put a lot of random things on the stage. So here you just can receive also 2 hits, and the third hit is gonna make that I die because it's gonna the truck's gonna cock me. And the problem of this is this one. I'm gonna receive damage here on purpose, and as you have seen, I got so closer to the truck. So this is a problem that this is a problem with this stage. If you receive damage, you're gonna be closer to the boss, so you're gonna have less time to react to it, and it's probably you are gonna die. Also, there are some big burials that you can you don't receive damage if you touch them. You just get stuck, then the truck is gonna catch you. Yeah, that's everything. Now, third stage, we're gonna be in the middle of the desert because there was a plane that made an emergency landing in the desert. So here I'm gonna be receiving damage on purpose because what I'm trying to do is to try to go fast in this section, but at the same time trying to avoid these trucks. Otherwise, what is gonna happen is that they're gonna smash me, and that's an insta-kill. Okay, we are safe. Yeah, Hobbs and Shaws and Pepsiman. That's gonna be a pretty cool movie. Okay, I received damage here, so and I have got checkpoints, so I'm gonna take some damage on purpose here because I wanna see if I can get something really good to show. And well, in this section we're gonna see this truck with this pile of woods that I'm gonna be throwing randomly for some reason. And as you can see, there are two different distances for them. Some of them are jumping or well move higher, and other ones move so close to the floor. So I'm gonna try to make a slide in one of these woods that is tower. Okay, never mind. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it because there's a little frame window where you can slide them. It's kind of tricky. Not so hard to get, but it's tricky. Okay, I can try it one more time. There we go. I got it. Nice. I'm pretty happy that I got that thing at the end. And since I have died a couple of times, I'm gonna do something, which is gonna be catch 25 Pepsi cans, because at the end of the stage, on the screen that tells us how many Pepsi cans that we have catch, for each 25 Pepsi cans, we're gonna get an extra life, and also if we get all Pepsi cans, we got an extra life for, well, we're gonna get an extra life at the end if the register of the maximum amount, well, the biggest record of Pepsi cans, and all the Pepsi cans you have got on the stage, you're gonna never mind, I forgot what I was saying. I will try to remember it because that hasn't happened before. The favorite marathon cliche from many people. So what I was saying is that I don't remember exactly what I was saying, so if somebody can... Okay, game. Okay, this is pretty bad, but don't worry, my PB is at 21:09 and my estimate is 25 seconds, so I'm pretty sure, I believe in myself that I'm gonna be able to do this. Because that with the Pepsi can, that hasn't happened to me in a very long time, so that was kinda new for me. And looks like the game has dropped my position to avoid that motorbike dude. So I don't know how to refer to that people. I saw in a TV series a way that they got called, but I don't think that it's appropriate to mention on Twitch. But we're just gonna say that they're motorbike riders. Okay, let's try some swag. Swag. Let's see if we can get it again. Swag. Okay, not swag. Okay, I remember what I was saying, I think. And when at the end, for example, in this case, since this is a fresh file, I don't have any amount of... Okay, no, I remember what I was saying. I was giving wrong info. Sorry about that. But also, if you get all the 100 Pepsi cans, you get a perfect screen, and at the same time, you get an extra life for getting all the Pepsi cans from all the stages. And this is a problem also if you wanna try to beat this at the first attempt, because sometimes the locations, the spots where the Pepsi cans are, make that if you move so quickly, so faster, it's gonna be kinda complicated get all of them. But fortunately, once you beat the game for the first time, you unlock a free play mode when you get up to 99 lives. So easily you can repeat all the stages to get all the 100 Pepsikins, because when you defeat the game, you unlock the custom options. So when you beat the game for the first time, you can use the old Pepsiman costume, the old Pepsiman model. When you finish the game with all 100 cans in each stage, you unlock the wireframe Pepsiman, which is just Pepsiman but without any skin. Or yeah, I think that. And also there's another model that I don't remember the name, but if you finish the game really quick, if you beat each stage so fast, you're gonna unlock the expert mode. And what does that mode does is that you're gonna have a less amount of time to beat each stage. And if you beat the game like that, you're gonna unlock another additional Pepsiman costume that it's just a transparent Pepsiman. I never know that until I start to run the game, and then I discovered that I have unlocked the expert mode. So this game in some way, thanks to that, has a kind of replay value, which is really cool in some way. And I forgot to catch the checkpoint. This is one of my usual mistakes here, so I'm gonna keep quiet. So I'm gonna try to play this section as safe as possible, because if I fall down into a hole, there's gonna be an insta-kill. If one of the bulls gets into my way, also I'm gonna get an insta-kill. Fortunately, I haven't died, so I'm pretty happy about it. So now we're gonna be running inside of a mine, and just in case I'm gonna be catching lives, because on the level 4 Sand 2 there are some complicated sections that probably I'm gonna need extra lives. Fortunately, on my last runs I wasn't on a needing of using them, but just in case for marathon purposes. And also there are some sections like the hole before, where the game is gonna force you to use a dashing. So when you play the game casual and you don't know the controllers, that's a way that the game has to show you that you can do something additional in the game, and it's not just an auto-scroller. And now we have reached to all of these people. Was on that in that plane that made an emergency landing. And something I forgot to say is that fortunately nobody was hurt or killed. But at least the game says that, so I believe on them. But it's pretty cool. And I know that this is an any person run, but this is the only cutscene I'm gonna let you show you guys, because I don't have words to explain this. This is the only cutscene that we're gonna see, and maybe the last one. Well, from the last one, last stage. Just because I don't have words to define what this is. So no reason to the physics just to don't say another word. And well, this is basically the third boss of the game. I'm not gonna say something about this, just make your own conclusions. Fortunately, the pattern is the same, but I need to be so careful, because if I jump when just wood comes on the floor instead of 2, on the side of the or where the wood's not rolling, probably another wood's gonna be thrown in the air. But what you will try to do here is just to don't jump when one wood is on the floor. Unless here at the end it wasn't a big problem, because that was the last thing where 2 woods were on the floor and one of them were thrown in the air. As I've said before, the pattern is the same all the time, so you don't need to get worried about that. So now it's time to go to the last stage of the game. So now we're gonna enter into the Pepsi factory, and what has happened here is that the main computer at the Pepsi factory, at the Pepsi city, were out of control and nobody knows what to do to fix it. So now Pepsiman needs to deal with that. How this is gonna do that, we're gonna see it in a bit. we're still having this kind of truck that keeps throwing a lot of things randomly for some reason. Take this kinda safely? Well, not really. So what I try to do here is just to don't dash, because my movement can be tricky trying to avoid all these vehicles. And now again we're gonna have a little flashback from the first stage. He's gonna be back again for some reason inside of a Pepsi can. Looks like somebody's gonna get an extra life. Okay. This was a big mistake because I run into a specific spot where I shouldn't have moved. In that section, your movement needs to be so specifically to some sections, because if you move so far to the left, you're not gonna have enough time to go back to the other side of the road, so you're gonna get an insta-kill like we have seen. I'm gonna go for that extra life that I have lost just in case. Yeah, the music loops are pretty cool, because basically there are just remixes of the only song that this game has. Something cool also about this game is that if you love the songs of this game and you have a disc from this game, you can put it into any CD player to enjoy any of the songs that this game has. This game is really expensive to buy, and since Angry Video Game Nerd made a video based on Pepsiman, the price of the game went ever more higher, so now it's more expensive. The game was costing between like $70 to $90. But after ABGN episode, the game now it costs more than $100. At some point I'm gonna buy it. First I need to save a huge amount of money. And also, if somebody hasn't watched that ABGN episode, I highly recommend it, because he also Mike Butters, the guy who appears in the content of this game and is cheering to us, makes an appearance on that video, so I highly recommend it if somebody hasn't seen that. So now this is the only hardest stage, speedrunning talking, because the only advice that I can give to anybody who want to run this game is that the hardest thing to do is to beat it casually for the first time. Also, I need to be careful because on these sections of the floor, I'm gonna be moving automatically. Okay, a full timing. It's fine anyways. And the game can be hard at the start to beat it casually, but then when you beat it casually inside the runs, it's pretty easy in some way. And the real issue here is at the last second of the stage, so I hope that I don't receive any damage, because I'm gonna run out of the estimating. I don't want to do that, to be honest. Okay. Now I'm kinda safe in some way. Well, let's have these things. Yeah, also there's a Discord community or / speedrun community for Pepsiman, and we really got excited when Mr. Rolf announced that there's gonna be a Pepsiman episode for ABGN. And now this is the only hardest section of the game, because you move here really quick, and also this is an insta-kill section. And starting at some point, the walls are so tight. Did I say that correctly? There we go, I haven't died, so I can consider this as something good. Talking about Murder Luck. And running ability, by the way. And yes, guys, Pepsiman is the master hacker. He repaired the central Pepsi machine. Also, in the cutscene before starting the first scene of this stage, the guy who is talking to us says that that if if thanks to that the machine got out of the control, there was gonna be a big outage of Pepsi, meaning that in the real world, if we run out of Pepsi, big war is gonna begin. So we really hope that we never get run out of Pepsis. And now this is the last boss. Another flashback from the first one, and now we're gonna have these little Pepsi cans. Well, these medium Pepsi cans catching us. Some of them are gonna be rolling on the floor, other ones are gonna be rolling but at a higher speed. And some of them are gonna be randomly jumping. The time is gonna finish once the screen turns into a widescreen mode, which means that I lose the control of Pepsiman, so that's gonna happen really on a bit, so please be ready for the time. Okay, it's fine. And time. And then, ladies and gentlemen, homosexual, lesbian, and trans people and non-binary people, we saved. I hope that I haven't forgot to mention somebody, but well,
You got it! Yeah!
we really got it. Pepsi Man has saved the world once again.
Everybody Pepsi! Drink Pepsi!
Pepsi, only my choice.
Remember, guys, Pepsi, only my choice, and also Pepsi for TV game. I think that I'm getting sick. So, and well, person round. Shout out to the staff, Pepsiman, and any person round. Shout out to the staff for giving me an opportunity and giving me this experience to run this game without cutscenes on a marathon. This is the first time that I run the game on an 90% category, and it was a pretty cool experience, I should say. I'm pretty surprised that I finished under the estimate.
Pepsi is...
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Spinner. So, this is time to switch to the bonus run.
Yep.
Okay, so there's no need to to put an intermission screen. Anyways, I'm just gonna do this really quick. So let's wait until this cutscene finishes because it's pretty dope. And yes, this was Pepsiman, and now we're gonna switch into a bonus run, which is